Hello YouTube and fellow Platoon members, Moby here, bringing you a little Kharg Island TDM gameplay. I believe it's 100% tickets, but I want to do something a little different and do an interview with one of the guys, and this is one of our original characters, so to speak, SliperyFinger. Um, we ask him a few questions, don't have a lot of time, but my first question to him is, how did you first get into first-person shooters? And he answers from there.
Let's see, been playing first-person shooters. My first real first-person shooter was Deus Ex. God, that's got to be
Deus?
Deus Ex. The original was 1999, 2000, 2001. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I can't remember. And played the heck out of that. It couldn't have been much later than that. It had to be right around then, something like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
played the heck out of that, and that had a little bit of a multiplayer mode in it. But really, the multiplayer kind of sucked. Single player was awesome, absolutely awesome. And then on a forum that I was reading about it, they talked about Battlefield 1942, so I picked that up. And then I was hooked with the Battlefield series after that. Absolutely hooked. I've played multiplayer.
And this is on PC?
This is all on PC.
So when did you get into Xbox?
Well, what happened with that was with the PC, I was building a new PC, building my own PCs, building one every probably year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And then it came down to Xbox was after the 360s came out. I mean, the Xbox was decent. I mean, the graphics were good. It was, I wouldn't say rivaling the PC, but pretty decent for the money. And I just couldn't cost justify building a new PC every couple of years anymore. So
Yeah.
I started playing that, and then I picked up the first Bad Company. Played that, so I was really excited about Bad Company 2, which is where I hooked up with you and a few of the other guys. Bad Company 2. It's got to be, what, 2.5 years ago now? Something like that?
2 to 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's got to be 2.5 years ago or more. Something like that. I don't know. And then we just, obviously, we just kind of grew from there. With the whole gang from there, from all guys from all over the country. That's what I get a kick out of. But myself, I'm from.
So
if nobody's figured it out by now, I'm from Wisconsin. If you can't figure it out by the accent, it's not much of a stretch. It gets pretty thick, especially after a couple of beers, I'm sure. But yeah, and then hooked up with everybody from across the country in Canada on Bad Company 2. And everybody was pumped about Battlefield 4, or Battlefield 3, excuse me, including myself. That's a big deal because Bad Company, I love the Bad Company games, but they weren't as good as Battlefield 2. And so I was really pumped about Battlefield 3, and it did not let me down. I'm totally impressed with it.
So your first Xbox was Bad Company 1,
The first Bad Company. That was my first Battlefield game on Xbox, on a console.
Okay.
That was the first Bad Company. There was a Battlefield 2 Modern Combat rendition for the Xbox that I never picked up. I guess Oz played that one for the one.
Did he?
Yeah, he's another original. He played all the Battlefield renditions all the way from the beginning.
Yeah, you guys wind up talking about that a lot. I didn't have any PC experience before, but you guys did.
I really like I prefer gaming on a PC. However, I just can't cost justify it. You put money into hobbies and you only allow so much money for each hobby, and building PCs is not where I want to throw the money now.
Yeah, it's pricey to get a good one.
I am looking forward to the new PlayStations, the 720s coming out. I'm hoping we can at least get 24 on a team. That would be nice. really looking forward to that. I'd love to have
I agree.
48 player servers.
I've done some of those armored kills, and I agree. You know, it could deal with 18 on each side, or even 24 on each side. They're pretty large, and sometimes you're spending a couple minutes just looking for a fight.
Yeah, it gets a little, for me, it's a little bit long-winded. I'm not, they're not as bad if you're good in a vehicle like you are. I'm okay in a vehicle, I'm okay in a tank, I'm not great. I'm more of a run and gun guy, as you noticed. For the rest of the YouTubers out there, I'm wide open, run and gun, and so I like.
I still shoot more bullets than you do, though.
Oh my gosh, I was looking the other day. And out of per minute, my rounds shot per minute, I'm in like the bottom 10%.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think my KD's terrible. I mean, it's a 1.2. I think I'm doing okay. I think I do pretty good. You know, pretty decent. I'm not. Obviously, we've got a lot better players out there. Got a few in our clan, but I don't think I'm doing just too bad. And I'm in the bottom 10% of shots per minute.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the bullets are free. I figured just shoot the damn things.
I don't know. I like to be. I'm about accuracy. I try to be about accuracy. That's probably why all my shotguns are on slugs. You know.
Well, your accuracy is definitely better than mine.
Yeah, but your KD's better than mine, so you know it's it's part of the gig.
That's probably from the tank, but that's the tank. I mean, I got so many kills from the tanks.
Yeah, you do. You got you do well in a tank, real well in a tank.
So what do you do for work? Tell the guys what you do.
I'm an electrician. I work at a dairy plant. I'm not going to say which one and what they make or anything. Work at a dairy plant in Wisconsin. It's good stuff. Been working there for a long time. Love my job, except for the fact of especially lately, all the extra hours cuts into my battlefield time. Big time.
Damn it.
Can't be having that.
Stop that.
Can't be having that. That's it. I got to go in and tell them. That's it. I got to be playing Battlefield. I can't do that.
I hear that. So we covered where we met, and that was. Was I already hooked up with Jabba?
No, I don't think so. I honestly believe it was you and I and Stryker were the first three to kind of hook up. Because you were running tanks, and I jumped in and started gunning for you, and Stryker just kind of jumped in with us too. It just kind of grew from there.
Now, what about Spam Man? When do we hook up with Spam Man?
It was about the same time. It was shortly after that. We hooked up with Spam Man. We hooked up with a few other guys too. Some of them we've lost along the way. But
yeah, I still have him on my friends list, and
well, he's still what does he go by now? I'm trying to remember. Goes by
is it Forrest Gump?
Yeah, Forrest Gump. That's it. I can't remember. He changed his name. It wasn't long after that we hooked up with Declan too, and he was. We found out he was a pretty good chopper pilot.
Yeah, I was pretty bad in a chopper. That's how I hooked up with Jabba.
You know,
I enjoyed flying with him.
In Bad Company, I could not fly a chopper to save my life. Now in Battlefield,
they were touchy.
In Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 3 here, I'm not going to even say I do okay, but I do better than I did in Bad Company. You know, they were really touchy in Bad Company.
Yeah, they were. I don't know what they did different. It's probably not too much, but Declan is surprisingly good. I always forget. I start to remember now when I see him in a chopper, I'll jump in.
Yeah, he's good in the chopper. You know, it works for him. But yeah, we hooked up with Jabba not too long after that, and I'm trying to remember some of the other gang we used to hang out with in Bad Company. Like I said, we've lost.
Who was the fella in Florida that worked at the post office?
Oh my gosh, what was his name?
Remember him?
He was a little disturbed.
Oh, we got a guy.
he was a funny guy.
He was a funny guy. He was. I can't remember, and I don't. Jeez, I can't
I
remember.
wonder if I still have him on my list.
I don't think I do, because he started playing NBA and other stuff. He got away from Battlefield.
But he left. He did something else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he's just stopped playing for a while.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
you never know. He was a strange kid. He was an odd dog. Then,
Yeah, he was fun to hang out with.
oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
He was a little quirky.
He's a little quirky, but we've run into a lot of good guys that were a little off the beaten path, but a lot of fun to play with.
So, anything stand out in your Battlefield career, whether it's in BF3 or Bad Company 2 or anything?
I gotta say, BF3 is by far the best first-person shooter I've played, in my opinion, for what it's worth for me. BF2 was probably the second best. Battlefield 1942 is fairly low on the list. I love the game, but it wasn't. They had a lot to work on.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it was real early. And as far as with the clan goes, it's great having we got a great group of guys. You know, I get a little tense at times because I'm the run and gun kind of guy. I'm trying to push everybody. But I get a little tense at times. I gotta learn to relax a little more, but it's a great bunch of guys. Some of them obviously better than others, but I don't think that's what I like about our clan is our group, our platoon, whatever you want to call it, is we're not about having excellent players or great game or gameplay in that sense. Not so much about the win or lose thing or KD. It's more about jumping in and having a good time, and that's, you know, like I say about Oz, if you're not having fun playing with him, you better check in, you know.
I hear you.
It's all about having a good time.
I don't think we ever. If we had a recruit for KD or skill, I don't think there'd be many of us.
No, I think, well, you know, the old saying, I wouldn't be part of any group that would have me, you know. But it's
we're like the misfit toys, I guess.
You know, and it works, and we get in, we have a good time, and I mean, I think we win far more than we lose, you know. But
yeah, we do pretty good. I think my conquest win-loss is almost 2-1.
I don't think mine's 2-1, but it's like 1.7 or something like that. I mean, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, so I think for as a platoon of misfits, I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, it's a good mix. We got a good bunch of guys. So I'm gonna try to ask this of everybody. So, what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid?
Oh boy, that's a good question. I probably a scientist,
Really?
astronomer. Probably, because I was always looking at the stars. To this day, I still do. You know, get out my Android phone and dig out Google Sky Maps and stand out there at night with a pair of binoculars on a regular basis.
So when did that start? When was that?
Man, as long as I can remember. Because I had an older brother who's quite a bit older than me. He's about 18 years older than I am. And he was into it too. And so from the time I can remember, he was showing me stuff. Far back as I can remember. So we're talking maybe 5 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I remember him taking me for drives when I was a kid out into the country, and we'd just get out in the middle of nowhere and look at the stars.
So what happened when you went to college or whatnot? Why did that happen?
That's just it. Is I never really went to college. As I got older, I I didn't know what I really wanted to do. And when I was in high school, I went to, that's we're talking 25 years ago. The high school I went to was one of the largest high schools in the state. And so they had quite a few different programs
God.
and some neat stuff as far as
Fine.
industrial education, as far as science. So I took some really cool advanced science classes, some sub-level college stuff, but I also took some industrial education classes, and one of them was electricity. And I hooked up, much like you and I did. I hooked up with a guy, with another kid who was really good at it, and him and I covered all 4 years of the program in 2 years. And
Wow.
it was he understood a part of it that I didn't understand, and conversely, I understood a part of it he didn't. So as a team, we worked out really well, and I was really good with the hands-on stuff and making circuits happen, and he was really good at engineering them out. And he went on to be an electrical engineer, and I went on to be an electrician. So it's kind of funny. I ran into him at a class reunion at our, I don't know, I want to say our 15 year. It wasn't our 20, our 15 year, and he was a engineer for some firm down in Chicago, doing real well for himself down there. So, and I did real well with electricity, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try this. What the heck? So I got a summer job that just kind of kept going.
Yeah. At the same place you're at now, or a different place?
Different place. I've been through several contractors now. A lot of them ended up closing their doors or whatever.
Right.
You know, just like any construction outfits, some come and go, and it's just the way it is. But I went through the tech school, tech college, did that. Took a lot of instrumentation stuff, some higher level stuff as far as electricity goes, as far as hands-on electricity stuff goes. Still thoroughly enjoy it. Love my job.
That's cool.
Good for me.
Not everybody can say that. That's good for you.
And that's another one for everybody out there on YouTube. Any of you kids watching this, don't pick a job for the money, ever. Don't pick a job for the money.
I definitely didn't.
Do it because you like it. Otherwise,
Well,
it's backpedaling your whole life.
yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, I did something I liked and enjoyed, and I got out, and I'm like, I don't know what kind of money I'm going to make for this. It was a little bit of a struggle at first, I'd say. You know.
I'm no different than anybody, but now you're doing pretty well for yourself, I'm guessing. You know.
I hope so. All right, Slip. Well, let's get to playing. I appreciate your time.
No worries, mate.
So I'd just like to say thanks to Slip, and I appreciate him sticking his neck out there and having a chat with us. You know, obviously we're all Battlefield fans and whatnot, but obviously everybody's got their own lives and things going on, and most of us are a little seasoned. So anyway, thanks for watching, and remember, keep your stick on the ice.